Hello everyone. Today we begin plane analytic geometry, which uses algebra to study geometric objects such as lines and circles. We work in the Cartesian coordinates plane where every point represents as x, y. Before we study lines and circles, let's review two fundamental formulas, distance and midpoint. We all are know about Cartesian coordinates. Cartesian coordinates. Cartesian coordinates like x, y. Actually, this is like this is x-axis, this is y, and x, y can denote like here. This point is x, this point is y. So the point here is x, y. Y is the this is the main point. The distance between 0 to y-axis. X means the distance between 0 to x-axis. And we can find the xy coordinate here. This is called Cartesian coordinates. The main now we are talking about distance formula. For example, we use a scale here. So for 2 points, first one P1 equal to P1 x1 y1 P2 x2 y2. Okay, we denote here like this is P1 means x1 y1, and this point we denote P2 x2 y2. So what is the distance from P1 to P2? What is the distance? So the distance between them is d equal to square root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So we'll look an example here. Find the distance between A equal 3 minus 2, B equal minus 1 and 5. So if we select 1, 2, 3, 4, it's minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. This point is 0. This point 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 1, 2, 3. This is minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Now we find the distance between A and B. A, this is x1, this is y1, this is x2, this is y2. So we can find the first point here 3 and minus 2 downside. Here this point A. Where is B? B about minus 1 and plus 5. This point. Now we need to find the distance. We need to find the distance. 2 points about A and B. A and B. Okay. So we know the about equation about in 2 points. 2 points. Okay. This is d equal to square root x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. So the distance d equal square root x1. Where is x1? So the x2 minus x1. So the x2 about minus 1 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1. Where is y2? y2 is 5. 5 minus y1. y1 is minus 2. Minus 2. So whole square. Root over. Here's the answer minus 4 square. Here is minus 4 whole square plus 7 square. That means we find 16 plus 49. Then then we need to sum, add together is 65. The distance above between 2 point A and B is 65. So what is the midpoint? Now look here, P1 and P2, P1 and P2. What is the midpoint? Suppose here, look, the distance between the average distance between x and the average distance between y. This is the midpoint of this point. Okay, so the midpoint m equal x1 plus x2 divided by 2. This means the x point is the average distance between x1 x then and average distance between y. So the y point is y1 plus y2 divided by 2. This is the midpoint. So now for this question, find the midpoint. What is the midpoint A and B? So we can write like this: m equal x1 plus x2. Where is x1? x1 is 3 plus x2, it means 1 divided by 2, comma, then y point. Y point what? Y point is the average distance between y. So y1 is minus 2 plus y2 is 5 divided by 2. Then here is 4 divided by 2, it means 2. Here 3 divided by 2. This is the midpoint. Now check this question. Find the midpoint of P and Q. Here x1 6, y1 3, x2 minus 2, y2 7. Now find the midpoint. M equal x1 plus x2. That means 6 plus minus 2 divided by 2. Then y, what is y1? y1 3 plus 7 divided by 2. Now we find about m about, here is 4, 4 divided by 2, it means 2. There is 10, 10 divided by 2, it means 5. This is the midpoint. Now we are talking about equations of line. In straight line, a line is a plane can be represented in several equivalent forms. We will learn three major ones like slope, inter slope intercept form, then slope theory, then point slope form, then the relation between lines. So the first one is slope intercept form. Okay, slope intercept form is y equal to mx plus b. So how can we define in graph, right? Okay, this one is x-axis, this one y-axis. Okay, now here's the step: y equal to mx plus b. So b slope intercept the form. Okay, so here is the b. It intercepts y-axis. So when we draw like this is M, and this point to this point is B. So here this M equal slope, this format, slope intercept format, y equal to mx plus b. So in this format, m is slope. Then and we check the example. yx equal to 4x minus 9. It's convert into in general form. So y equal to 4x minus 1. So here this 4 m equal to 4. So in general form we can convert it like that. We should to learn in general what is the general form of equations line. It is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. This is the general form. This is the general form. So we need to convert this equation like this. Okay, look here. Here is by, here is ax, here is c. We need to keep all of things or left side or right side. We need to keep all of things one side and another side is 0. So we can move y this line, this side in right side. So the general form like 4x minus y and minus 9 equal to 0. This is the general form. Now we are talking about we will talking about slope theory. Give me some time. Slope measure statements. Mainly slope is the change between y and x ratio. The change between y and x ratio. Slope. We can write like this. Del y means y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1. Be careful about when you subtract from y2 minus y1, you must be subtract x2 minus x1. You cannot subtract x1 minus x2. If you subtract y1 minus y2, you can subtract x1 minus x2. So be careful about this. Now, in second part, the point slope form. The point slope form come from mainly this formula. We can write like this: m equal to y2 minus y1 and x2 minus x1. This is the equation of slope. So we can write also, we can multiply m to x2. So we can write y2 minus y1 equal m into x2 minus x1. This equation come from here. So point slope form y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. Or we can also write like this: m equal to y minus y1 x minus x1. So m come from this equation. This is like vice versa. We already write in general form. General form is ax. General form is ax plus by plus c equal to 0. Okay, slope from general form. We can find out the slope from general form. How? In general form, the slope is uh, the coordinate of x and y. This one and this one. We can write like this: m equal to minus a and divided by b. Of course, we should careful about minus, and must be, the condition must be b does not equal 0. If b equals 0, it will be infinity, so b cannot be 0. So now find the slope from this equation. Find the slope from this equation. So you relate what is a. Here we compare with general form. Here a equal 6, then b equal 2 plus 2. So the slope. The slope is m equal minus a divided by b. So minus 6 by 2. The slope is here minus 3. And you can find another way. In this equation, you can find in another way the slope. Okay, I write the equation here. 6x plus 2y 6x plus 2y minus 5 equals 0. So we can write like this: 2y, we keep y one side and remove, sorry, no, we keep y one side and another things in another side. So we can write minus 6x plus 5, and we can compare with this equation. We learned already y equal to mx plus c. Oh shit. Mx plus c. Okay. So we need to keep y alone. So we divided by y both sides. Here we divided by 2. The 2 is gone, and here is 3x, then 5 by 2. So what is the coordinate of x? Minus 3. So m equal minus 3. You can compare this equation in this line. I think hello, understand. Slope interpretation, important visual logic. If m greater than 0, the line increasing, rising left to right. If slope greater than 0, then line increasing and rising left to right. If slope less than 0, line is decreasing. If m equals 0, that means slope is 0, the line horizontally equation y equal to k, and vertically slope undefined, equation x equal to k. So the relation between line. Now we are talking about parallel lines and perpendicular lines theory. Look, if two lines are parallel when m1 equal to m2, this means The two lines are parallel when their slope is equal each other. Their slope equal each other. And the second condition about two lines are perpendicular when the slope multiplication equal to -1. The two slope multiplication equal to -1. The product of slopes. Okay, we can. Why? The product of slopes -1 when their angle difference is 90 degree. It comes from this equation tan theta 1 plus tan theta 2 equal to minus 1 over tan theta 1. Okay. Uh, we solve the example here. The first equation y equal to mx y equal to 5x minus 2, then 10x minus 2y plus 70. Is this parallel? If this is they say are lines parallel? The question about we check the lines are parallel or not. So when the question comes about line, when the question comes about parallel or perpendicular, we focus on about slope m, because the lines are parallel if their slope m1 equal to m2. So we can check here the first equation y equal to 5x minus 2. So we can write like here first m1 equal to 5, because we relate this equation y equal to mx plus c. Look, y is alone, then y is one side and other things in other side. So 5x minus 2 is mx plus 2. Now m1 equal 5. We need to find second slope. And in this is in general form, so we can find by this m2 equal to minus a by b. Okay, this is look this is like ax minus 2y plus 7. So what is a? Here a is 10. What is b? B about minus 2. So this minus should be plus, and we divided by 2 5. So we find m2 5. Look, the m1 and m2 is equal. So 5 or 5. So two lines are parallel to each other. Question number 3. Find the slope of any line perpendicular to. Okay. Here is the equation y equal to minus 1 by 4x plus 5. So you need to find a slope here which line is perpendicular to this line. Okay. We need to find slope m2 for others line, two long line. Okay, which one is perpendicular to this line? So we know when two lines are become perpendicular, m1 m2, the product of slope equal -1. So in this line, what is the slope? In this line, check the coordinate of x. That's mean m equal to -1 by 4 for this line. So m1 equal to 1 minus 1 over 4. So here we can put the m1 here minus 4, m2 equal -1. we remove all 2 minus, and we can write m2 equal 4. Now find the equation of line parallel to. Okay, in this question we need to find one equation which one is parallel with this equation and this line through point 1 minus 3. This is the question. So I told already about when the question about parallel or perpendicular, we must find the slope. So in this equation, first step is slope. Slope m equal to minus a by b. Because this is in general form, it's easy to find the slope. So this is minus, and what is a? This is a. What is b? Is minus 2. So the answer slope about 3 by 2. Okay, and and they give us the through point 1 minus 3. Okay, uh okay, for a line which is through one point, for this case, one equation, when a line through x1 y1 point. Okay, what is the equation for this line? For this line, the equation y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1 for throwing point 1 point equation. So they give us the point, so we can find the equation for this point. Here this is x1, this is y1, so we can write y minus 3 y minus minus 3 equal to m x minus 1. So this is the slope. We know they ask about, and they told us find the equation of line parallel to this line. So we this equation parallel with this equation. This equation parallel with this equation. So their slope equals same. So their slope equals same. So m1 and m2 are same. So we already find m1 equal to 3 by 2. So m2 also 3 by 2. So we can write here y minus minus 3 means y plus 3 equal 3 by 2 x minus 1. This is the equation. You can reform like this. You multiply by 2 this side. This is 2y plus 6 3x minus 1. So is 3x minus 2y minus 7 equals 0. You can write like this or write like this. This is the answer of this question. Find the equation of line parallel to this line, and that equation through this point. So here is 1 point. For 1 point, we can find the equation y minus y1 equal to m into x minus x1. So we put y1 here, we put x1 here, and we find the equation, and we need to find the m slope. How can we find the slope here? Because they said that this line is to parallel with this line. So for parallel, the two slope are same. So m1 equal m2. This mean m1 3 by 2. This mean m2 equal 3 by 2. And we put here and we find the equation. Now we move the next part about the circle. We know that a circle is a set of points and a fixed distance from a fixed center. Fixed distance from a fixed center, it means the radius. Look here. Can I draw a great circle? Mm, No, no. Okay. We draw a circle. I don't know. It's good or wrong. This is the center. Okay. I already said a circle is a set of points at a fixed distance from a fixed center. Fixed distance from a fixed center, it means this is the center and this is the distance. We know this distance about r radius and all side of r is same. So fixed center and fixed distance. It's called circle. For circle, standard form is x minus h whole square plus y minus k whole square equal to r square. The r is radius. Radius, okay? Radius. And h and k, center. Center equal h comma k. So the next question about convert convert x square plus y square equal x square plus y square minus 8x plus 2y minus 11 equals 0 to standard form. Okay. Mm, we can solve it later or now. Okay, we'll solve it later because we have another. Oh, I put the example is wrong. Okay, we move it general form. There is another general form x square plus y square plus dx plus ey plus f equals 0. This is the complete standard form. Okay, for any quadric, okay, x square plus dx equal to, it means x plus d t over 2 whole square minus t over 2 whole square. Completing the square rewrites the equation, so we can easily see the center. We can easily see the center and radius. So how can we find this this one? We can write, we can put together x and put together y. Okay, so we can write x square minus 8x, then plus y square plus 2y equal to 11. So for x term, this is d. For x term, this is d. This is d. And for y term, this is e. T equal t. How can we find t? T equal yes. For x term, we need to find for x term minus 8 divided by 2, and for y term this is 2 divided by 2. So look, how can we find like this for any quadric? Okay, wait a moment, I will explain all. Okay, at first we need to prove this one, then we can easily understand last example. Okay, how can they define like for any quadratic x squared dx equal to x plus d over 2 whole square minus d over 2 whole square. So in in perfect square, x plus a whole square, okay, equal to x square plus 2ax plus a square. So now we compare x square dx with this. So x square dx compare with here, okay, x square and dx here. So we can write d equal to 2a, d about x coordinate and 2a about here x coordinate. So the a equal to d divided by 2. Okay, but for x plus a whole square, we put a here, x plus a equal to d 2 whole square. We put f here. Okay, now we multiply. So now we x square plus 2t by 2x plus t by 2 whole square. Okay, then x square plus dx plus d by 2 whole square. But we had only x square plus dx. This is the extra one. This is the extra one. So we must subtract this one. So for x square plus dx, we write x plus d by 2 whole square. For this one extra, we should subtract d by 2 whole square. So for 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 d, we find a equal to d by 2. For this reason, we moved here. For x term, this is d. How can we find this one? This divided by 2, because of d equal a equal, sorry, yes, Mm, so d equal to a, then a equal d by 2. So find here for x term is -4, for y term is 1. Now add inside x minus 4 whole square plus y plus 1 whole square. Okay, equal to 11 plus 16. Okay, 11 plus 16 plus 1, because of 4 square equals 16, 1 square equals 1, and we have already 11. So we find the final answer is 28. Now the standard from like x minus 4 whole square plus y plus 1 whole square equal to 28. Now the center is hk for h. Okay, this is -4, that's mean the -4k about 1. Oh, sorry, for h. Always remember for center hk. Okay, we should always h minus k. Okay, so if here is -4, must be center must be +4. Okay, if here is positive, the center must be negative, and the radius r equal to root over 28. Okay, we can write like this, 28 whole square. So this is like x square, this is y square, and this one is r square. Okay. Now we're, we're talking about line circle relation. Line circle relation. Okay. Now we find about the distance between from a point to a line. Distance between a point to line. If a point x naught, y naught, and the line ax plus by plus c equals 0, what is the distance? Distance is modulus ax naught plus by naught plus c root over a square plus b square. As same as line to circle relation given a circle with a center. Before we had a point to line, a point x naught y naught. Now we need we find for circle to line, and a circle must be a center. Then from center to line we find the distance. So if the line along with if the line touch the circle, then center to line the distance should be radius. Okay. At first we check the example. Okay. If a point is 2, 3, now find the distance. Find distance. Distance to x plus 3x plus y plus 1 equal to 0. We need to find the distance from this point to this line. So this is x naught, this is y naught, and this is a, and this is the one is b. The one is b. Now the distance d equal to mod a x naught. What is a? 3. X naught is 2 plus b y naught. What is b? B is 1. Y naught 3 plus c equal to 1, and root over a square plus a square means 3 square plus b square means 1 square. Now we calculate 6 up is 10, and downside is 3 squares 9, and root over 10 is 10 root 10. Okay. Now we check an example for line circle relationship. Okay. Now determine intersection type. Determine intersection type. Okay, so the equation given was wrong. Circle x minus 1 whole square plus y plus 2 whole square equal to 20, and the line 3x minus 4y plus 7 equal to 0. This, there is two equation. Now we find the intersection point. Okay, so for circle, the center equal 1 and minus 2, and radius about, sorry, this is should be 10, root over 20, so it is 4 root 5. Now we calculate distance from the center to line. Distance from center to line. So we need here, look here, H means center, HK means for center point. So what is A? Here is A is 3 and B is minus 4, and H is 1 and K is minus 2. So AH, this it means 3, 1 plus B. B is minus 4 multiply K. K is minus 2. Then plus C. C is 7. We need to modulus and root over A square plus B square. Okay. 3 plus 8 plus 7 and down is 5. So the answer is 18 divided by 5. This is the distance from circle to line. Okay, from circle to line. So this is the distance from circle to line. Okay, now we check the relation. When distance greater than r, distance greater than r means distance greater than from radius, there has no intersection. Okay. It means this is the circle and Okay, so this is line and this is distance. So this part is radius, small part. So here d greater than r. So the line and circle with no intersection point, no intersection point. Okay, and now we if okay here second if d smaller than r, d smaller than r, then cuts twice. Okay. Now look the this for this one, d equal r. So here, look here for sorry, no, this one is d and this one also r. Look, the distance between this line is d and the center to the boundary is same. So the line and circle intersect here. If d smaller than d smaller than r, it means the line intersect the circle twice here. Okay, this is d, this is d, and this full is r. So here d is smaller than r, so the line must intersect twice. This is all about line and circle.